Everybody ready? Go. All right. First of all, real pleased with our team. I think we played our best football game tonight. Early on, they moved the football. Our defense held them to field goals. Offensively, I thought had some good rhythm early, had some good drives. Probably the key drive of the whole game was right before halftime. We were able to punch that in, give us some breathing room. Our defense played really well in the second half. I think gave up 90 yards, held another opponent under 20 points. I think that's the 9th in a row, something like that. Our quarterback, he played extremely well. Not very many times I think I've had an offense that had 400 yards passing, 300 yards rushing. So real proud. And that team had a real defense coming in. They were top 10 statistically in a lot of different categories. So real pleased with our team. We got better. That's what we talked about. We're at the halfway point now, and we need to continue to keep the hammer down and get better. Questions?
What can you say about John Rice and his development, especially looking back to the second half last game? What is he seeing out there?
Yeah, I think things are slowing down. And when he has time, he really can push the ball down the field and made a great play. Probably the best play was probably the 3rd and 9 where he kind of scrambled, bought time, and hit Bowser out there on the check down, and we got about 47 yards out of that. But, he has the ability to extend plays, and, the touchdown run right there before half, that was kind of a naked right there, and he found a way to get in. He's a great competitor. He played his best game tonight.
You've talked about not getting too high, not getting too low, but when you put up 70 points, how do you avoid getting too high after a game like this?
That's our coach's job. And we got a pretty mature team. That's just one game. We did get better. That's what we're talking about each game. That's what I'm proud of our team. We're fixing to go on the road against a quality opponent next week. It's one game at a time in college football, and I think we're mature enough to handle that.
Coach, I know you're probably going to be looking to film to answer this question more fully later, but from the hip, what are things you saw that did get better?
I just think all three phases kind of coming together. Our defense, they were getting some yards early, they scored and all that. And, good teams, they pick each other up. And this year, the offense has struggled and the defense was consistent. So I like the way that we kind of complement each other. Our special teams is getting better. I think everybody can tell that. We've been a lot better with the penalties, which, that was Achilles' heel the first 3 games. And that's on the head coach. And we've gotten better. We've got to continue to improve in that area.
John Rice Plumlee found a lot of different guys tonight. Do you like how he spread the ball around?
Yeah, I think so. Javon Baker kind of went down with a little bit of an ankle deal. I think he's going to be fine, but it was good the other guys stepped up. Kobe Hudson, O'Keefe, everybody knows what he can do. And, it was good that we spread the ball around.
Coach, do you remember the last time you guys scored 70 points against a Division I team?
I can't remember offhand.
Yes, you
We played a lot of running backs, though, didn't we? We played a lot of running backs, and they got a lot of carries. I thought about you in that fourth quarter when we were rotating them guys.
You guys were a close game for a while, then R.J. Harvey broke out that big 60-yard run. What did you see from Harvey in this game? And then what has he kind of done so far this season?
Yeah, he's a strong guy, fast guy. That really helped. We ran out of the pistol in one of our zone reads, and our line did a good job. He busted out. He made a guy miss and almost took it to the house.
Two-part question. Did you hold your breath at all when Plumlee decided to go for the goal line in that situation, given the time on the clock? And what was the approach in those couple of drives before halftime?
Yeah, I think we had a timeout, if I remember right. I think we had a timeout, so we called that play, and we actually told, hey, you got a timeout. So I think he knew that, so I wasn't, too stressed with that. He's a savvy guy, and I think everybody understands how great a competitor he is. And, he plays with a lot of positive energy, and he's a real tough guy, too.
Coach, not too many penalties tonight brought the offensive momentum. So just talk about how important that is moving along the conference play.
Yeah, disciplined teams. Disciplined teams win football games, and we are getting better at that. You look at our national rank, we're still not where we need to be, but we're going to continue to work on it. We're going to continue to focus on it, and proud of our players for doing better in that area.
Coach, you've been watching Temple film all week on that defense. Did you come into this game tonight expecting to score this many points?
No, I don't think. They're a quality defense. They were statistically top 10 in the country in most categories, and our guys played their best game. And when we can run the football and pass the football, we're a pretty good offense. I think you saw that tonight because we've got some real weapons at wide receiver. And early on they were kind of feeling out, playing base defense, and then we hurt them a little bit, and then they started popping, bringing an extra guy, blitzing, and we hurt them on the blitz, and they kind of went back and forth. But our guys up front, our offensive line's growing too. I think everybody sees that. They're really coming together too.
Coach, you got a lot of young guys involved tonight. Courtney Wortham, Damari Henderson, Cam Moore. Was that really like something beneficial for this team?
Oh, that's great for depth. I mean, you can't have enough depth in college football. And we played quality football. What I like in that whole fourth quarter and the early third quarter, I mean, we put our young guys in there, and it didn't get sloppy. They played good football, and that's really, really encouraging.
Coach, there was a lack of takeaways today, but the defense still continued the trend of holding teams at 20 and under. So how promising has it been to see that sustainable level of stops?
Yeah, I'm going to bet there's not just a handful of teams that can say that under 20 points in 9 games. So I think that says it all. That's what defense is about. I mean, you can look at yards, but it's about points, man. And our defense is doing a really good job of that.
Felt like you burst the dam a bit on offense. What does that do when you're moving forward next week at ECU to have the confidence from tonight?
Yeah, each when you got a new team with a new quarterback, each week we're learning more, and we've got some new receivers and new skill guys, and so we got a lot of weapons, I think, and I think they're starting to kind of get in a rhythm, and we're doing a lot better job protecting the quarterback. So really, I think it's all coming together. But it was one game, played really good. It's encouraging that we've got a chance to be a really, really good offense. I think tonight all that does is confirm that we got a real chance.
You mentioned that John Rice extended plays, but he also extended drives.
Yeah.
8 of 9 on the third down side.
Wow.
How important would that be to just have that number to keep things moving?
Yeah, he made some really good throws, especially on the run. You get him on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option. And he was throwing to his left, I think, twice and just threw it on a dime. And he was very accurate. What was he, 18 to 22? Extremely accurate down the field, So he had a real game tonight.
Coach, you guys were up pretty significantly in the fourth quarter, but you were still kind of looking actively to score. Were you trying to send Temple a message tonight?
No. What we were doing, if you looked, we were waiting until there was 3 seconds on the clock, and we were running. We ran inside zone, we ran power, and we ran a toss. We ran 3 plays, So, we got our guys letting them play. We weren't trying to send any message. We were wanting our guys to play. They played good quality football, but no, that wasn't even part of it.
What do you say about Thomas Castellanos getting in there, running the offense really for the first time? And
yeah.
He's your leading rusher, 6-6 pass.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas is unbelievable. I think y'all saw that. I mean, they went tilt coverage, Phil blitz tilt, and we had the power call, and he just kept on his own. That wasn't designed, and he went 50. I mean, then he had the touchdown run on the counter trade back opposite, away from the motion, and he ran over a guy. I mean, he's a real quarterback. He just needs more experience, but I think everybody can see what he can do. And I thought he threw the ball well, too. On the 2 third downs, I mean, he threw really, really good balls.
Coach, you talk about keeping the hammer down now right up here up front. How do you do that moving forward in the second half of the season?
We talked about this team, championship teams, they play their best football in the second half. And 2 weeks in a row, we played really good in the second half. And so we're going to keep building up on that. And, so I thought that was 2 weeks in a row was real encouraging.
Coach, it was a close game in the first quarter. What did you see different in the second and on?
That we gave it some yards early, and then they had the touchdown on a real good design play when we were playing man. They motioned a guy, they cracked a guy. I mean, give him credit. That quarterback, he's pretty handy, he looked like to me. So our defense adjusted. Offensively, I think we only had to punt that one time, and we had a -5, and then we got a first down, and then our center snapped it, and we were checking it, so it was kind of a cluster on that. But besides that, I thought we played good football.
Coach, I know the touchdowns and the yards are great, but how proud of you of John Rice for not turning over the football 2 weeks in a row? Also, no fumbles as well going into this.
Yeah, I think the whole offense, we didn't have a turnover. That's good football. I mean, that's really good football. So, I mean, it's hats off to all of our offensive players. Okay.
After playing the space game and playing one of the best games on offense, how much do you like the space game now?
I like the space game. I like the space game, and SJ made me put on that suit, and I did that deal. And I'm glad we played well and won. All right, thank y'all.